You are welcome to today's lecture under the use of English series for JAMB UTME, episode 25. And our topic for today is comprehension passage, a very crucial topic, very essential in JAMB UTME and WAEC. Do not forget to enable full screen view by tapping on the icon located at this place that I'm hovering my mouse. And as well, make notes, your own notes, jot down as you take this lecture. Without wasting much of our time, let's head straight into the lecture outline. 7 proven steps of answering comprehension passage/examples. Practice exercises from WAEC and JAMB/answers. Quick recap of this lecture. You will learn the above in this lecture, and I wish you good luck. Comprehension passage. Comprehension passages are included in exams to test how well and quickly you can understand written English. That is the reason why examiners include comprehension into exams. That's why comprehension is set in JAMB UTME. To test how well and how quickly you can comprehend a written English. How quickly, how fast, how well you can understand a written passage, a written note, a statement. How well can you understand? How well, how quickly can you understand a written passage, a written note, a written statement? To test you, to test that ability. Steps for answering a comprehension passage is easy, very easy, yet a lot of students come up short in this aspect of JAMB UTME and WAEC. I am going to give you a direct way of answering comprehension that is going to be very effective and efficient. Number 1, quickly scan through the questions/the options. All the questions you have under the comprehension. Scan through them, just quickly read through them. Scan through, scan, read, just scan, okay? The question and the options, scan through them. You have to do this real quick, very fast. Focus on memorizing. What are you supposed to do when you are scanning through these questions and these options? You focus on memorizing as many statements in the questions and options. Focus on memorizing many statements and words in the questions and options. Many statements as you can memorize. Memorize them in the question and the option. Memorize as many as you can. Okay, so let's see an example pertaining to this number 1, this first step of answering comprehension. Example 1, we want to apply this first step. We have a passage here. The passage reads, "The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. It is the key to technological advancement and development in any society. Without education, blah, 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 blah." So the first step here is read, quickly scan through the question. Leave this comprehension, first of all. Leave the passage and scan through the questions and the options. And if you are doing that, do that real quick. And what are you supposed to do while scanning through the questions? Memorize as many expressions and as many words as you can in the question and the options. Okay, so the question here is, question. According to the passage, education is important because A, it is expensive. B, it brings no progress. C, it is the key to development. D, it is a social event. So I've tried my best to memorize as many words and as many expressions as I could in this question and these options. I've memorized as many as I could. I've memorized education is expensive, brings no progress, and development, and their words, social events. And in the question, we have also memorized education is important. We already have a clue. Without even looking at the passage, we already have a clue of what the passage is going to tell us about. The second step of answering comprehension passage. Number 2, quickly read through the passage. Note keywords, expressions, and statements. He said quickly. Quickly was bold. Quickly, the first one was also quickly. Quickly, we said quickly. This one too, the second one, also quickly. Now is the time to read through the passage. Quickly read through the passage and note keywords, expressions, and statements. Let's see example. Let's apply it. We have a passage in front of us here, and it reads, "The importance of education." Just notice how fast I am reading it. "The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. It is the key to technological advancement and development in any society. Without education, there can be no progress." Even as fast as I read this passage, I have memorized some keywords in this passage. So I've memorized some keywords like technological advancement, education, development, source of development in the society. A lot. I've memorized different words, different keywords in this passage. And it's going to help us when it's time to answer the question. Quickly read through the passage. Quickly, do that quickly. And as you are doing that quickly, try to memorize as many keywords, as many statements, as many expressions as possible. Do you know one of the reasons why you have to read through your passage quickly? Let me tell you. The first reason is saving your time. The second reason is reducing pressure. You don't want to build stress. When you are stressed out, you find it difficult to comprehend and make good decisions. When you are stressed out, you will become naive. Okay, you make poor judgments. So the faster you read, the less likely you get stressed out. So when you read faster, you picture it quickly and your stress level is on the low side. Number 3, the third step of answering comprehension reads avoid. The avoid is bold. Avoid trying to understand strange words and statements. You can see how we color-coded the strange words with red, indicating danger. Those strange words are danger. They are there to confuse you, to swallow up and overwhelm your time, to waste your time. Avoid strange words and statements difficult to understand. When you feel you are not understanding it, it's not giving you the vibe, just quickly skip it and continue with simpler words and statements. It's better to score 3/5 than scoring 1/5 and still have all your time wasted. At the end, you will not even have the time to answer other questions that might be simpler. Other questions that might be waiting for you that are simpler. You might not have enough time to answer them. And when you have a high stress level, you have built this pressure in you. When you have such pressure in you, even the easiest question becomes difficult. You see yourself making the slightest mistake. So that's why you have to protect yourself from that. Protect yourself from building pressure, especially when you're answering comprehension passages. So avoid trying to understand strange words and statements. Just keep them and continue with simpler words. We have a passage in front of us and let's quickly illustrate this. So it says avoid strange word. Okay, while reading this passage, let's read the passage together. The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. If this overemphasize sound like something that is confusing to you, just keep it. Do not try to say, what is overemphasize? Oh, I don't lost. Oh, I'm lost. All of that. No, just keep it and continue. It is the key to technological advancement. Is the word technological advancement too big for you? Skip it and continue with simpler ones that you understand. And development, at least I don't understand technological advancement. I understand what development is. This and you have here is trying to tell you that the two words, these two words, technological advancement or advancement and development, are related. So if you don't know the meaning of technological advancement or advancement, you should know the meaning of development. So development has given you a clue of what this advancement means because of this and. So you continue with simpler ones. In any society, without education, there can be no progress. Just like that, you are doing all these things fast, very fast. You have to do it very fast. You have to be fast. You have to be swift. The fourth step of answering comprehension, the fourth says, complete the passage before answering any of the question. Do not read the passage half. You can see complete is bold here. Complete. Do not read the passage half, and because you feel like you've seen the answer to the question, you just go straight because you've read the questions before and you have a clue already. You just go straight to the question and you put answer there. No, complete the whole passage first before you start answering your question. Let's illustrate this. We have a passage in front of us here and we have to read the passage completely before answering the question. Okay, so let's read. The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. It is the key to technological advancement and development in any society. Without education, there can be no progress. The question reads, according to the passage, education is important because A, it is expensive, B, it brings no progress, C, it is the key to development, D, it is a social event. Can you see how fast we read and how we avoided complex words and statements? And we also did what? We obeyed the fourth one, which was to read the passage completely before answering questions. The next we have under the steps of answering comprehension passage is the fifth. And the fifth says, pick the most reasonable answer or option according to the passage. You can see it was capitalized and understand. I'm drawing my hand on my ear. I'm drawing my ears and I'm letting you know that your answers should be according to the passage and not according to you or not according to what you know. If the passage says that Nigeria is not a country, pick that as the answer. If the passage says Nigeria is not a name of a country, and you within yourself, you know Nigeria is a country, pick the answer according to the passage, what it says. Do not take your own or what you know or what you feel is right. No, pick your answer according to the passage, according to the writer. Let's illustrate this. We have a passage in front of us, example 5. It reads, the importance of education cannot be overemphasized. It is the key to technological advancement and development in any society. Without education, there can be no progress. The question here reads, according to the passage, it was even stated here, education is important because A, it is expensive, B, it brings no progress, C, it is the key to development, D, it is a social event. According to the passage, it is a social event. The answer here is C, or the option here, C, is the correct option because it is what? According to the passage tells us that it is the key towards development. The sixth step of answering comprehension passage reads, you can see skip is bold. Skip anything that costs you additional time. Do not waste your time. Do it fast. Do it fast. It's bold. Do it fast. Do not waste your time. Anything that is going to cost you additional time, abandon it and move on. Is it any word that looks complex? Is it any expression that looks complex to you? Abandon it and move on. Is it any option that looks confusing to you? Abandon it and move on. Is it any question that looks confusing to you? Abandon it and move on. Do not waste your time. Anything that is going to cost you additional time, do not waste your time. Abandon it, move on. If it is a question or an option that you have to choose, pick one of the options and move on. Move on. Move on. It is only an unwise exam candidate that will spend a long time answering one question. Immediately the question starts building your stress level, abandon it and move on. Or pick something, flag it and move on. When you are done answering all the questions of the exam, you can come back. If you still have time, you can come back to those questions that you flagged. Then you look at them again with a fresh view, a fresh and clear mind, and also an improved capability of judgment. Let's illustrate this, which is skipping anything that is going to cost you additional time. It says, the passage we have in front of us says, the importance of education cannot be overemphasized. It is the key to technological advancement and development in any. So all these statements here and words, jargons, okay, vocabularies, if they look confusing to you, technological advancement, is it wasting my time to understand? Development, is it wasting my time? Skip them. Just move on. Continue with simpler ones, okay? You are reading the question. According to the passage, education is important. Is the question confusing to you? If it's confusing to you, move on. Do not waste your time. You are reading the options. A, it is expensive. B, it brings no progress. C, it is the key. Are any of the options confusing to you? Skip it. Move on to the next. Pick one of the options, flag it, and you move on. When you are done with the exam, if you still have time, you can come back to answer them. The seventh and one of the most important steps in answering comprehension passage is practice. He said this is as important as the rest. Practicing is as important as the rest. If you do the rest and you don't practice before your exam, you might fail. You might fail. So practicing is very important. You learn from free mistakes during practices. So when you are practicing, you make free mistakes that wouldn't cost you anything to correct. But in an exam condition, when you make a mistake in an exam condition, you pay for it. You pay mightily for it. You pay expensively for it. If you make a mistake in your JAMB UTME, for example, you are going to pay with another 1 year of stress, the time, the stress, the money spent, the emotional toll, and the humiliation, the social humiliation that may come from failing JAMB or failing in JAMB UTME. So you have to make your free mistakes while practicing and learn from the mistake, because the mistakes you make while practicing are almost free, okay? It only costs you your time to correct your mistakes and you carry on. So take advantage of practicing, take advantage of the free mistakes. With this, we have come to the end of the topic comprehension passage. So let's illustrate what we just learned, the 7 steps of comprehension. Okay, let's leave practice because the practical aspect, practicing, you are going to do that before the exam. So we are talking about the 6 steps of answering comprehension, the one you do in the exam hall or in an exam condition. Let's illustrate it in an actual exam condition. Exercise. This exercise or this comprehension was brought from JAMB UTME 2009. The instruction says use the passage to answer questions 1 to 3. These are the questions. Question 1, question 2, and question 3. So the first step in answering a comprehension says quickly read through your words, your questions and your options. Do that fast. So let's go straight to the questions and the options. And while we are reading the questions and the options, while we are scanning through them, because it's a fast method of reading, we are scanning through them. We are looking for keywords. We are looking out for keywords and key parts of the statement. Okay. So while we are doing that, we are trying to memorize as many expressions, statements, and keywords as possible. That's what we are trying to achieve by quickly scanning through the questions and the options. Let's do that real quick. Number 1, what is the main cause of air pollution mentioned in the passage? We are trying to get to memorize as many keywords we can as we are reading the questions and the options. Okay. A, the release of harmful gases into the atmosphere. B, release of harmful substance into the atmosphere. C, increase in global temperature. D, the planting of more trees. Number 2, which of the following is not listed as a source of air pollution? A, vehicle exhaust. B, industrial emissions. C, the burning of fossil fuels. D, volcanic eruption. Question 3 says, according to the passage, what is one of the effective... Question 3 says, according to the passage, what is one of the effects of air pollution? A, it improves human health. B, it helps ecosystems to thrive. C, it contributes to global warming. D, it decreases the earth's temperature. So with this, we have come to the end of the first step, which is quickly scanning through the questions and the options, trying to memorize as many words, statements, keywords as possible. Having done that, what are we doing next? We are going to quickly read through the comprehension passage. As we are doing that, we are also obeying the third step. We are complying with the third step, which says avoid confusing words and expressions, words that are going to take our time. And as I'm reading it quickly, I am going to be stating those words that might take your time, but is specific to each exam candidate. A word that might confuse me might not confuse you. A word that might sound strange to me might not sound strange to the next candidate. So it varies among candidates. Let's quickly read. Air pollution is a major environmental concern. Environmental concern is one of them. It can be confusing. It is caused by the release of harmful substance into the atmosphere. Is atmosphere confusing to you? Continue. You already know that something is released into somewhere. Such as carbon monoxide. Is carbon monoxide confusing to you? Or sulfur dioxide? Is sulfur dioxide continue? Leave them. Abandon them. Continue. Continue with the simpler ones. These pollutants come from various sources, including vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, the burning of fossil fuels. We already know that these are trying to state the causes, how it comes about. These are pollutants, how they normally come about. Okay, the effects of air pollution are wide-ranging, impacting human health, damaging ecosystem, and contributing to global warming. Is global warming confusing to you? Just skip. But we have a clue of those strange words or those expressions that is causing us confusion, or that sounds foreign to us, or that is confusing or time consuming to us. So always try to memorize them, so that when you see them, you say, I once saw something like this around this session of the comprehension, and the words that surround it or the expression that surround it is talking about this. So the simpler words and statements that surround those words, or those confusing words, those words you don't know, those expressions that sounds confusing to you, that is wasting your time, is going to give you a clue to answering those questions. So we are done with the third, we are done with the fourth step. Okay, we have practiced everything here. Okay, so let's quickly comply with the fifth step. Let's follow the fifth step, which is picking the most reasonable option according to the passage. Number one, what is the main cause of air pollution mentioned in the passage? He said mentioned in the passage. As mentioned in the passage, just the same way it was said in the passage, mentioned in the passage. A, the release of harmful gas into the atmosphere. No. B, the release of harmful substance. This harmful was mentioned in the passage, into the atmosphere. Even if I don't understand what an atmosphere means, I can also use the clue I have that we already know that harmful substance was released, or harmful substance is being released into the atmosphere. Even though we don't know, it's released into something. So we are already suspecting this one as the answer. The normal rule of thumb of answering multiple choice questions, that's questions having different options like A, B, C, D, and E, and what have you, is the general rule of thumb is read all the options before you pick your answer, no matter how easy that question looks. Read all the options before picking your answer. So we have to continue with the rest option. C, the increase in global temperature. No. D, the planting of trees. It says the main cause mentioned in the passage. The correct option is C. Number two, which of the following is not listed as a source of air pollution? A, vehicle exhaust. Remember, we are answering the most reasonable answer according to the passage, or the most reasonable option according to the passage. That's what we are picking, not according to us, not according to what we know, but according to the passage. That's what we are picking. That's the choice we are making. Which of the following is not listed as a source of air pollution? A, vehicle exhaust. B, industrial emission. C, the burning of fossil fuel. D, volcanic eruption. It says not listed in the passage. Not listed in the passage. Was vehicle exhaust listed? Yes, it was. Was industrial emissions listed? Yes, it was. Was burning of fossil fuel listed? Yes, it was. Was volcanic eruption? I didn't see anything like volcanic eruption, even though we go back to the passage. It says these pollutants come from various sources, including vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, and burning of fossil fuel. So, no volcanic eruption. So, the correct option is D, volcanic eruptions. Moving over to the next question. It reads, number 3. According to the passage, it stated that according to the passage, what is one of the effects of air pollution? A, it improves human health. B, it helps ecosystem to thrive. C, it contributes to global warming. D, it decreases the Earth's temperature. It says, what is one of the effects of air pollution? The effect. What does it cause? What is the aftermath of air pollution? According to the passage. Is it improves human health? No. It was not stated in the passage. It helps ecosystem to thrive. No. It didn't say that the effect of air pollution, it was a negative effect. It was not a positive effect that was stated in the passage. It was a negative effect, or negative effects were stated in the passage. It contributes to global warming. Yes, this was stated in the passage. But we have to read through the rest of the options before we pick our correct answer, okay? D, it decreases the Earth's temperature. So the correct option is C. It contributes to global warming as stated in the passage. Let's look at it, where we are going to find that. Okay, look at it here. Okay, the effects of air pollution are wide-ranging, impacting human health, damaging ecosystems, and contributing to global warming. That's it. These are the answers. What did you score? A quick recap of this lecture says comprehension passages are included in exams to test how well and quickly you can understand written English. That is the aim of including comprehension into examinations. That's what the examiners want to test. They want to test how quickly and how well you can understand written English. Okay? The 7 steps of answering a comprehension passage includes quick scan. You scan through the questions / the options. Do that real quick. And as you are doing that, you are trying to memorize as many keywords and statements as possible. Okay? Then the second is quickly read through the passage. Okay? You are doing that quickly, and you are also trying to do what? Quickly memorize every keywords and statements. As many keywords and statements you can memorize in the passage. Do that as you read, and read very quickly. Be fast. Avoid trying to understand strange words. That's the next. Avoid, once you see any words that is taking additional time, skip it, move on. Continue with the simpler words surrounding that word. Those simpler words that surround that word is going to give you a clue of the meaning of that word. It's going to tell you what that word is related. It's going to guide you in picking or at picking the correct option. Complete the passage before answering any of the questions. Ensure you complete the passage before answering any of the questions. Read the passage from the beginning to the end before you answer the question. And do not forget to read your options. Read all your options before you pick any of the options. Don't feel like I've seen the answer. Don't be overzealous. Read all the options before you pick your options. And the very important one, which is very important before the exam, when you are not in your examination hall, practice. Make mistakes and learn from your free mistakes. It only costs you your time. The mistakes you made during practice only cost you your time and your mind, your energy. That's what it costs you. But the one you make in an exam condition costs you your time, it costs you your money, it costs you emotional tours, it costs you social humiliation, among others. Okay, so you have to practice, okay, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for taking this lecture. Hope you enjoyed the lecture, and you must have learned 1 or 2 things that are going to be beneficial to you in your JAMB UTME 2026. Hope you also made your own notes as you are taking this lecture. Do well to subscribe, drop a like on this video, and share this video to your friends and family, your peers that are taking JAMB UTME or WAEC. And also follow me at Unkwado Augustine across all social media platforms. Do you have any questions or knowledge gap? Drop your questions and knowledge gap in the comments, and I will do justice to your questions and knowledge gap as soon as I come across them. At this point, I'm out.